Hi, welcome back to Nart Chill. My name is Jennifer, and this is part 2 of a video that I just did about being in a relationship with a narcissist. And so I'm hoping that you will have watched part 1. If you have not, please stop this video and go and check out part 1. If you haven't liked my videos, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. I hope that you will do so and help me to spread awareness about narcissistic abuse. And I certainly hope that you are not going through narcissistic abuse right now. If you are, I just want you to know that I'm supporting you by doing these videos, and so are so many other people right here on YouTube. World Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Day is June 1st, if you didn't know that. And so there is a day for that, and narcissistic abuse is recognized in other countries as a crime, and hopefully at some point it will be recognized as a crime right here in the United States. So I was talking about different things that you go through when you are in a crazy relationship with a narcissistic person who just cannot see that the things that they are saying are just mind-boggling, and you are sitting there thinking, how did I get in this situation? Why is this happening? You're so worn out. They love that. When you are in a relationship with someone for a long period of time, you can become so tired and get all kinds of health issues from it. Many people get just worn out. A narcissistic person, they don't give a crap. They are doing their thing. They can sleep like a baby at night. You, on the other hand, may be worrying a lot. You may feel isolated. You may even try to somehow find a way to stay away from them as much as you possibly can. There's all kinds of ways that victims try to just cohabitate, even if you are living with them. Or working with them, that kind of thing. So, but victims will feel like at some point they're the crazy ones. And a lot of times they feel that way, one, because they're staying there, or they've been brainwashed for so long that they're actually questioning whether they are the crazy one, because a narcissist knows exactly what they are doing. And if you are somebody with empathy, you will be like, there's no way they do that on purpose. I think there's something, going on with them. Maybe they have some kind of mental thing. You're not thinking narcissism, but you could be thinking all kinds of other things may be wrong with them. No, they are manipulating you, and you, because you have empathy, are making excuses for that person and enabling them to continue to do those things with you or with other people, and that's abusive. So but victims will many times seek therapy, and then once they get in therapy and they're in therapy long enough, they may realize, oh, wait a minute, I've been abused. And they may even protect the narcissist because they just can't accept the fact that this is what's been going on with them for a really long time. And that's because it is a form of being brainwashed. And it can take a long time to understand the trauma that a person has been through, and the therapy can take a really long time, and it can actually be sad, because if you have empathy, you feel sorry for the narcissist. They don't want you to feel sorry for them, and so you've probably allowed them to think that they are, a lot more than what they actually are, because they are an abusive person. But you feel bad for them, and so you feel guilty, and you feel like you need to take care of them and that they need to be taken care of, and you need to prove your loyalty to them all the time. And the narcissist could care less. They want you to do those things, but they would never be loyal to you. And if you think that they are loyal to you, when you find out that they haven't been, it's mind-boggling, and it can be extremely painful. And if you have big secrets or things that you have shared with the narcissist has not kept those secrets. I don't care what you think. They have told everybody. Everybody knows exactly your secret. You are the only one that doesn't know, and you might not have wanted anybody to know, and everybody knows. And so it can feel, you will feel so betrayed because you were so loyal to someone who wasn't loyal to you, and you've done and worked so hard for them and done everything for them. The way they see it, they've done everything for you. Now, they definitely see themselves as superior, and they believe that they should be treated above and beyond. But they're never going to do that for you. I won't say never. If you're in the idealization phase, after they have devalued you, if they feel like they've devalued you too much and you might leave, or, you may be giving attention somewhere else or ignoring them, and they need your supply, they may come around, and they will. And they'll treat you really nice and do really nice things for you and say really nice things and make you feel really good. It's all lies, but they're saying and doing exactly what you need them to. And that's what's so confusing, because you're like, but they said they love me, or they said this about me, and they said they were proud of me, and that they were going to do this and that and the other. And then the next thing you know, at some point, it's not very long down the road, they're devaluing you again and putting you down in some way. And they do this in a way. Now, sometimes they just blatantly put you down and will say something really nasty to you and try to make you feel bad. And if you've been in the relationship long enough, you will feel bad about it. And if you try to defend yourself, you're only causing yourself more pain, because they're going to continue to browbeat you. But what was my point to that? There was a point. Oh my gosh, I just lost it. Anyway, they will use things against you to make you feel bad. If you say anything against them, it's going to get 1,000 times worse. But you will wonder, how in the world is it that they could say these things? They do it because they don't want you to go anywhere. They want power and control over you. And they know that if they do that, that you'll be like, oh, see, they are sweet. See, I do, okay, everything's fine. They know exactly what they're doing. They know. And they think it's hilarious that you will step and fetch for them. And guess what? We do. We totally step and fetch for people like that when we are in relationships with them like that, because we want them to love us. We want to be in favor with them. At some point, if you realize that you have been in an abusive relationship and you start to take your voice back and your power back, you don't care whether they love you or not. I mean, you're just like, I need to break free from this. It's abuse. I don't want to take it anymore. I don't want to be around it anymore. I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm not taking care of you anymore. I'm not doing anything for you anymore. I'm going to go and take care of me, and I'm going to do what's best for me, because I've spent this amount of months, years, a lifetime, whatever it is, trying to be loyal and prove to you that I'm worthy of love as well. They want that. They want you to feel isolated. They will move you from everybody that you know, and they will make every excuse in the book to make you believe that that's why you need to do it. They're doing it so that you are not around your friends, your family, the people that you worked with. It could be groups that you were in. They want to isolate you so that they have their finger on you, and you do exactly what they want and when they want, how they want. And you will feel like you need them because there is nobody else. And so it's really insidious, and it sounds crazy. And a narcissist, you cannot call them out on it. They're going to lie. And they're going to just turn the finger on you. And that is a major trait of a narcissist or a narcissistic person, somebody who has highly narcissistic traits. And many people think that narcissists are people that have great personalities and, they have all the confidence in the world. They may show that outwardly to other people, but deep down, they do not have they don't even know who they are. They're picking things from other people, traits from other people, and they're attaching them to themselves, and they're carrying them on themselves. I swear, I've been around people like this, literally, and they forget that they stole the traits from you. I'm spitting on my own thing. They'll forget that they stole the trait from you, and then they'll tell you about it later. It could be anything. It could be a song you sang. It could be It could be anything, okay? But they will take it on as themselves because they're so jealous of you and they need it to be them. And it could be that they're just jealous of something about you. And they do this with everybody, and then they attach it to themselves, and they build this facade, and they believe that that's who they are. And they just keep taking traits from different people. It can be even from books. It can be from movies. But most of the time it's from people that they're around. It could be that it's friends, coworkers, people from the church, people in the neighborhood, children, you name it. You see what I'm saying? They're going to take your traits. And so if you've accomplished something really great, they are going to take credit for it in some way. Well, if it wasn't for me, then, you wouldn't have been able to do da 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 da. It's always got to be something about them in some way. And then you just need to accept them for who they are and either move on or just find ways of coping with people like that. It's really unfortunate, but if you are being abused by someone like that and you have lost your sense of self, then you need to, and you're unhappy, then hopefully you're getting information and you will be able to go and get the help that you need to change things for yourself, to make your life better, because you're not going to be able to change the narcissist. There are treatments for narcissists, but they will not go and get those treatments. They have to be forced, and it's usually because they went to jail or something, or you left them, and so they'll go and seek therapy for a little while, but they don't stay. It's too painful for them, and there is no cure. But there are coping skills, and they can learn cognitive empathy, and you can tell a person who is a narcissist. They don't have empathy for other people. They will say things. They will even laugh at things that are not funny. Other people might not be laughing, but they think certain things are so funny that aren't funny. They will say the most craziest things that isn't nice, and they will expect that everybody else thought it was. And if they ever see that anybody, like say you're in a group and they told something they thought was hysterical and everybody just sat there like this, they would take that as a narcissistic injury and think that there was something wrong with everybody in the group. And so basically they would walk away and talk about how nobody in the group had a sense of humor, something like that, when really they just weren't funny and they said something that wasn't funny. And it could be that they were talking about somebody else and they didn't have any empathy at all. And the weird thing about it is the narcissist will do that, but they cannot take it if it was done to them. So if you turned it on them, oh my goodness, they cannot take that, and you are just asking for a battle. So you may be trying to just teach them a lesson and make them understand. No, they are angry with you and you will be punished for it. They may not tell you that, but in some way you will be devalued, maybe even discarded. If you're lucky, you go ahead and discard yourself before that happens and just get yourself out of their life. I mean, you can try with someone and you can create boundaries, but if they're not going to do anything to help that relationship, at some point you may need to walk away and not be their stepping stone anymore. I mean, they're just somebody that they're just using you. And that's what narcissists do. And sometimes they're a lot of fun to be with, but you don't need to be abused ever. You do not need to be abused. They will see it that you're abusing them if you're trying to hold them accountable. But don't let that affect you. I know that's hard, and it takes time, but hold your ground, hold your boundaries, because if you are someone who's been in a lot of these relationships time and time again, you don't know how to hold those boundaries. And it takes a lot of practice. It's hard. It's hard for me sometimes. I've gotten better at it, but people will definitely not like it. Narcissistic people won't. They will not like it. Now, people that are not a narcissist, they will say good for you. They'll be like, I'm so glad you're not saying sorry to everybody all the time. I'm so glad you're not letting so-and-so walk all over you. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're not with with that person anymore, putting up with that. I didn't want to say anything at the time, but that person is terrible. You'll hear all kinds of things, and you'll think, well, I wish somebody would have said something before. Sometimes you'll think that, but really you weren't probably in a place where you were ready to hear that. And so, and we have to take control of our own lives and do what's best for us. So, anyway, everything that you do is almost a competition to a narcissist. They have to be better. And if you're better, if they see that you do something that they can't do and they think you're better at it, they are going to tear you apart behind your back, if not even to your face sometimes. Now, when they want something from you and they want you to do and act a certain way, and they may even see something down the line that they want, and so they go ahead and start being nice and that kind of thing, and you don't, that's why you don't see it. Because you're like, oh, everything's been going great for the last 6 weeks or the last 3 months. And they knew that in 3 months they wanted this from you, and you just never knew that. And then as soon as they get what they want, they start treating you like crap again. Or as soon as you try to make them accountable for something, they start treating you like crap again. But yeah, so the narcissists don't usually believe in therapy. They will talk so bad about therapists. They don't want to be accountable. Ever. They need everything to be somebody else's fault, and they need to take credit for all the good things. So anything bad, they want to push that off onto somebody else. Doesn't matter who it is. They will throw you under the bus. If you're the only one to throw under the bus, they will. Don't worry about it. Let them throw you under the bus. Who cares? Who cares what they think? I know sometimes, egos can get in the way, but let the narcissist, big old fat ego, run with it, because in the end, it looks ridiculous. And in the end, they end up smearing everybody that they know in some way. And trust you me, if you've been around a narcissist long enough, you've heard them smear plenty of people. And, you just may be the one that's in line in that moment, and just don't worry about it. And it's just part of what they do. And you just go and do you be the best you, and let them be whatever they want to be. And so they want to alienate you. As I said before, they want to alienate you from even family members, friends. They will, and your friends, now people aren't going to come up and tell you, oh God, they might sometimes, but most of the time, people aren't going to talk bad about the narcissist unless you do, unless you say something like, gosh, I don't like the way he or she treats me. They may say something like, yeah, I don't know how you deal with that kind of thing. Most people will just stand back and watch it and talk about you, maybe feel sorry for you, but when you're not in earshot. Because believe me, narcissistic people, they have such a high sense of self superiority. They literally will, unless they're the covert narcissist, they act like they own the room, and everybody is looking at them, and everything is about them, and they're so, everything. They're the best actress or actor or singer, or the best artist, or the best speaker, or the best YouTuber, whatever it is. Everybody's looking at them, and nothing that anybody else is worth anything. Their opinion is the opinion to listen to. They can even see narcissism in other people and be disgusted by what they see. But it's them that they don't like what they're seeing. It's literally, they can actually be that person. So they contradict themselves, and they certainly are not consistent with anything. I mean, one minute they can tell you that they can't stand so-and-so, and then the next minute they'll tell you that they're the greatest person on the planet, or the next, month or year or whatever. I've seen that so many times it can be with anything. It could be people in Hollywood. It could be family members, friends. It doesn't matter. So, but they project all the ugly out onto you and make you feel so bad about yourself. You will be depressed. You might feel tired all the time, lethargic. You don't feel like doing anything. You never can do anything. When you do, it's always what the narcissist wants. You never get to do what you want, unless they're trying to prove something that, but hey, luckily, sometimes you might get to do what you want if they're trying to prove something, whatever it takes, right? So, and that's when, a lot of times they'll be super, super, super nice too. And they'll do that a lot of times too, be super, super nice to you because they're trying to win you over. And sometimes they want you to be that flying monkey and be mean to other people. It's really this crazy thing. And because they need people, they need minions, they need little flying monkeys, that go out and do dirty work for them as well, and won't speak up and say anything to them, won't voice anything. And I got to tell you, that can cause a lot of resentments within families, friendships, even work relationships, because, it can cause even more trauma for people. And so you're also being abusive when you're doing that and may not even realize it, but it is abusive. But I understand because, people are being abused. And so people can't speak up because they're afraid if they do, they're going to be abused even more. So it's completely understood. So, a narcissist, you really don't really mean anything to them. They think they need people to be there for their needs. They are not there for your needs. It does not matter what you may need. You can hint all you want. You can say all you want. You can do whatever. You are never, ever going to have I don't want to say never, ever, because on occasion, if you're in an idealization phase or they need you to do their bidding for something, they may give you something that you want. But on a whole, you will be doing all of the work and they will be doing absolutely zero for you because they believe that you're supposed to be doing that for them. They believe they are superior to you and act that way. They believe it. They absolutely 100% believe it. And I get that narcissistic people have been abused as well, and we do tend to feel sorry for them because we have empathy for them, but that does not mean that you have to take abuse. You can feel bad for someone. You can understand what they've been through. You can appreciate that they've had pain in their life, but don't let that give them an excuse to abuse you. It is not okay. And recreate history. That drives me crazy, the recreating history, but you know what? Well, it used to really drive me crazy. Now I kind of find it funny. I'll laugh about stuff like that, even in front of people. I'm like, okay. It's kind of funny, but you can write about it or write a book or do something about that later to make yourself feel better, whatever it is you need to do. But, arguing with them about it is going to get you nowhere. Let them believe what they want to believe. That's their reality and it's not going to change. You can change your reality. You can change who you hang out with. You can go out and make friends and they're not going to like it. They're not going to like it, but go and do you. Do you. Because you will waste your entire life not doing you if you allow the narcissist to continue to control. And you will believe in time, if you've gone through it long enough, you will believe that it's their fault. And it is that you have been put through abuse. And it is when you have lost your sense of self. And, and I get that. And you've been trauma bonded and you feel trapped in so many ways. But you have more control than you believe. And you can go out and do your life. And if they don't want to do it, that's their deal. And most of the time, they'll probably jump in on that train because they don't want you to be better than them and do anything better than they. So it has to be their life, and they have to be the one, they have to take on that trait. It's just a matter of doing it and not being afraid and creating boundaries and saying, hey, you know what? I like this, and I'm going to go and do this. You don't want to do it? Oh, well, you can't tell me that I can't do something I love because, you weren't invited, or you, whatever, or you don't want to do it. This is my life too. And we forget that when we're in relationships with people like that. We forget that it's our lives too. We make their life about everything, and we wear ourselves out. And so are you going to look like an asshole or, a bitch when you start to speak up? Yeah, you might to them, but to everybody else, you're gaining respect. You're gaining respect again. Not only are you gaining respect for yourself, other people are going to respect you as well. Because when it's hard to respect people who allow to be browbeat all the time, and you see that enabling, it's really hard. And although I get it because I've been there and done it many times. Everything is about the narcissist. Everything is about the narcissist at all times. Doesn't matter what's happening. They need all attention on them. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. They're going to twist everything the way they need to. They're going to call who they need to. They're going to go and tell their story and tell it over and over and over. Might change a couple of things here and there. Somebody might say something that goes in with it and makes it sound good, better. And they're going to perfect that story. And then they're going to believe that story and roll with it. Let them do it. Let them do it. You go and do you. Do you. You do not have to be a victim. You can be a survivor, but you do not have to stay a victim. And it is abuse. It is manipulative tactics used to control you and make you believe certain things that just aren't true. A narcissistic person is somebody that they just like people to do things for them. They believe that they don't have to do anything. And you know what? They don't have to if everybody's stepping and fetching for them. They think it's funny. Why should they go and do anything if they don't, if people are going to do it for them? And so at some point we have to take accountability and be like, okay, I'm being codependent and I have allowed this. And do I need to allow it anymore? And what's my life going to be like? I know for me, in the last few years, I'm like, I didn't waste my life, but I didn't do a lot of what I wanted to, and now I'm doing it. And I had somebody recently question me on like what I was doing, taking time off of work or whatever. I've worked my whole life. I don't need to answer to anybody. And I also was trying to do something nice. And so I was really like, wow, it was the way it was said to me, like, why are you taking off of work? That kind of thing. We all deserve to have time to ourselves. We all deserve to be able to do the things that we love, and we don't have to be chained to certain things that keep us from living our best lives. You do what makes you happy and don't worry about what somebody else says. When they do that, there's something going on with inside of them that isn't right, and they're just projecting that out onto you, and just know that. So it can be annoying. I find it quite annoying. Sometimes I'll say something, like, what does it matter to you kind of thing. And sometimes I just say nothing. It's just, but it's really best to say nothing, and maybe even distance yourself from those types of people. So anyway, that is pretty much what it's like to be with a narcissist. They just need you to lose yourself, not know who you are, and to basically do everything that they want, when they want, how they want. And they will eventually, if they've been around you long enough, they will start telling you exactly what to do, how to do, when to do. You will follow them. You will step and fetch. They are training you from the very beginning. In the very beginning, they lied. They will lie to you to get something that they need from you. And they may even do something to help you, and they will use that and hold that over your head. They may do something to help you because it was a vulnerability that they learned that they knew that you needed. And they will hold that over your head. They will find all kinds of other things to hold over your head to keep you in line with what they want to do. They want you to be scared. They want you to be in a place where you don't feel you have a voice. And that's abuse. And if you're going through it, I'm sorry. If you've been through it, you recognize it, and you're healing from it. good for you. And the ones that are going through it, you can heal too. You have a voice, you have a lot of power and a lot of control. You do not have to hide who you are from anybody. You don't have to put up with people treating you like crap. You deserve to have nice things done for you, even if you do them for yourself. You deserve it. Do not allow people to make you feel that you don't deserve good things too. You know, so what? You know, they feel superior and like, you know, they deserve everything and that they should be able to get everything, but they don't think that you do. It's very narcissistic. You can have a happy life. They don't want you to, because then that's leaving them behind and they don't want to be left behind. But you can't feel sorry for them. You have to be able to see it for what it is, if you want a better life anyway, and say, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to use my voice. I'm not going to live in fear anymore. I am who I want to be, authentic. I want to be who I am. And don't worry about what everybody else thinks. People will respect you for being you. And, you know, the narcissist will have to deal with that. Creating boundaries is extremely important. And no, the narcissist isn't going to like it. So anyway, I hope this helps in some way. And I hope you will like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody who has subscribed to my channel, anybody who watches my videos, and thank you so much for liking them. Until next time, bye.